Okay, looks like we're rolling. Good. All right. Greetings, dear Cancer. This one is for you. That's you, Cancer. This is Tarot Lumination with your mini love and relationship kind of generic report for July 2018. Okay. Before we get into the cards, I want to give you some notes. I've been doing it with all the other signs for this month because it's kind of a pivotal month for the year because of all these eclipses. I don't know if you're aware of this, but it's a whole barrage of eclipses happening right now. So let me run through the calendar moments. Please mark your calendar. June 27th, you're already coming out of, June into July with this Cancer Capricorn full moon. So that's very pertinent for you, dear Cancer, okay, over here. Next thing, July 12th, bam-o, look at this one. New moon eclipse, July 12th, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon. This is right in your face, okay? This is you, Cancer. The next thing is July 27th, bam-o, the next eclipse. It's the Leo Aquarius eclipse where the sun is in Leo, the moon is in Aquarius. 2 weeks later, bam-o. Completely different part of your chart. I'll show you in a second. And then the new moon eclipse, we're stretching way beyond into August now, but I wanted to put this on the record because we got these 3 eclipses in a row. Okay, August 11th, Leo Sun and Leo Moon. So let's go to your. Here we are. These are my own personal notes, but I'm sharing them with you guys for fun. I know it looks insane. Don't ask. Okay, don't ask. And yes, you are marked. You got a star because you are under a spotlight, okay? This month, Cancerians, it is your kind of month in a way. So let's look at it from like a calendar, like a ticking clock here. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. June the 27th. This is the full moon here right at the end of June. That's going to create a 2-week hangover for you. Maybe a nice hangover. Who knows? Maybe you're going to be totally elated, having a very magical time over this 2-week period. June 27th up until July the 12th, okay? This could be a really amazing life period for you that is unfolding. And then it comes to a culmination over here. This is already a culmination because it is a full moon. Things are coming to a crescendo here, and then you're going to live it out for the next 2 weeks. And when you come in over here to the middle of the month, July 12th, you have the massive Cancer new moon eclipse in your first house, dear Cancer. Sun and moon sitting there right in your face. It's like a whole new you, a whole new identity, a whole new life unfolding for you. Everything, like there's like the before and after. Like everything before, it's just like poof. And now everything after this date changes forever, okay? Including your love life, okay? So I just wanted to mark that. I don't want to scare you, but this is a very, very important date for all Cancerians, okay? Next, let's take it on 2 weeks later. We're going up here to, going up here to July 27th. This is the Aquarius full moon. With the sun and the Leo over here, which we talked about earlier. So that's going to be in your 2nd and 8th houses. So it's not directly along relationship dynamics of the 1st and 7th house, okay, which is what we're dealing with here on the Cancer Capricorn axis. We're moving on here to what actually happens at the depths of the inside of a relationship. The intimacy, the shared resources, the merging, like the sexual merger of 2 bodies to become one thing, like creating children and stuff like that. Joint resources, joint bank accounts, joint real estate. What happens like when you're married, as opposed to dating or just got married. We're talking about the in-depth stuff. And with the eclipses here, you might become awake to a whole new set of values of how you are valued by a significant other and about how you value a significant other. And everything is kind of like going to be like blown up here. And then because it's an eclipse again, a new paradigm is going to unfold here going forward from early August onwards, okay? So there's a lot of big shifts and changes happening for you, Cancer, especially in the love and relationship axis here, directly, the first house and the seventh house, and then in the second house, eighth house axis of deep merger of what happens when you are inside a deep loving relationship. Whew! Okay, that's heavy duty, man. I'm not going to analyze it any further. You can reinterpret however you want. I was primarily just concerned about giving you the dates. Very significant calendar moments, okay? Dear Cancer, thank you. I've got to go back and just in case we need that again. Hold on, I'll just keep this here. Remember, this is not an astrology channel. I'm just sharing my own little appetizers with you as though you were here in person, okay? So there you go. Now, let's get on with it. You know the routine if you've been here before. Sorry, I talked for quite a while about that stuff because it is such a big deal for you, Cancer, this month, okay? Cards were well shuffled in advance of this shuffling, but I go to the last second so that you're a witness. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. Sorry, I don't like to insult the original artist. Now, we're going to use the Tarot Lumination Crucible spread here. It's on the understanding that there's you, dear Cancer, a significant other, preferably a chosen one, chosen other, and then there's a third entity, the relationship itself. And that third entity I like to think of as the crucible. The crucible would be the structure in which both parties conduct and live the relationship. And in a healthy, loving relationship, both parties are aware of that and they invest in the relationship and they conduct everything that they do through the relationship, as opposed to one-on-one, me, 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 you. What about us? It's all about us here. All right, Cancer. So, you know, do the thing, watch your sun, moon, and rising if you want. Even cross-watch for your significant other if you want. Also for singles, if you really, really want to, you can watch this and reinterpret it for yourselves on the understanding that we have to use the laws of attraction. You're always radiating energy anyway. So the question is, what are you attracting back at you? Okay? So this would be, this is you, Cancer, this is a significant other, but for the singles, this would be what if, who, what, when, why, where, how, what if kind of energy. All right, over here, let's have a look. This is what you're radiating, dear Cancer, at your like three-dimensional level here on this planet, okay? That's what it's coming out of you like a cell phone, like a TV signal, like a radio signal. Okay, over here, same thing from a significant other. They radiate energy too, just like you. But we're talking about in the context of a relationship. This is not a couple's reading. This is all about you, Cancer. And it concerns a significant other, and it concerns the relationship. Deep inside of you, deep inside of the other, and here at the core itself, the relationship itself. Okay? So there you go. That is the crucible. The crucible is a bowl-like structure, very ceramic type thing, which can withstand intense pressures that happen with the alchemical things that occur between loving couples or couples in general as they intimate and separate, intimate and separate, intimate and separate in nature's ways, which are perfectly natural. Over here, prospects. Over here, momentum. Okay? Over here, circumstantial energy. This is kind of around you, not necessarily yours, but it could be like a reflection, or it's what's out there that you might need to know, or it would be very important to be aware of this. And you have the King of Swords. So, dear Cancer, there are certain things I felt instantly with this. Like, in some ways, this is time for you to rise up into your authority and speak the truth, live the truth, act out the truth, no apologies. Be kind of a living example of a very, very trustworthy, honest, reliable, just person. Forget the gender. Just be this, just about, it's time to realize this. It's also an indication that if this is reflected back at you, that you might want to consider yourself as someone of this stature. In other words, you might be coming into your power, so to speak. It might have taken you a very, very long time to come to this point, perhaps even several lifetimes, to come to this point where you can stand in your own power, your own self-respect, your own dignity, your own truth, where your own truth is very much in alignment with universal truth. And that's very, very hard to achieve for anybody, because most of us would prefer to just have our subjective truth be interpreted as universal truth by a significant other, and then you just hope that they don't realize So, but this is above and beyond, okay, Cancer. It's also an indication that if you need advice, if you need help here getting through this, it's understandable. Reach out, find someone that you can trust. Also understand that you might be in a very loving, trusting environment where it's not all about the gooey aspects of romance. It's about like coming into true spiritual truth and alignment with what's actually going on in your love and relationship world right now. Where, in other words, you could be a really good advisor for them and they could be a good advisor for you. And that's actually kind of a nice thing to have in a loving relationship, where you're not always stressed about the emotional things or careers or whatever. You're just dealing with the truth, like the long-term big perspectives of the truth for what's happening for you and what's happening for the other and the relationship. What are you radiating? So my feeling here with the Page of Pentacles is that you're doing everything you possibly can already to be this, to live this, to rise up to what is being reflected back to you. If you think of this as some kind of like feature film movie energy, like a big impressive leader who is very worthy and deserves respect and your respect, and who's out there for you and is waiting for you to come into alignment. And it's time that you see yourself, to see this imagery in yourself. And so my feeling here is that you're doing the best you can. You're doing the very, very best you can to live at your most dignified, just, honest, respectful, truthful self. You're bringing all your resources into the situation, into your life, into the relationship with the very best of intentions. And to me, this feels very much like evidence of love, physical evidence. It doesn't mean just the romance and love and, you know, chocolates and champagne and good times and romantic evenings. We're talking about like plans for investing for the long term. You may not know exactly what the details are or how to even do this stuff, but the intentions are very good and wholesome and there, and they are very present. In other words, dear sweetheart, dear loved one, what can I do for you? What can I bring to you? What would be the most effective, rewarding, meaningful things that I could do for you right now? Please let me know, and I'll do my best. Okay? Let's have a look at the other. Okay, well, to me, it looks like they're holding themselves in their dignity as well. And again, to rise up to the level of a king here, forget the gender, male, female, whatever. It looks like you, dear Cancer, got pretty lucky in that, to me, it looks like a really big wake-up call to realize how incredibly lucky you are to have these kind of surroundings where you're living at what I would think of as optimized levels of truth and justice and reality and clarity. No funny fakery going on here, just good, solid, reliable, universal truths. And you need to know that and understand that, and that is being given to you by some amazing wizard up in heaven who is showing themselves to you. And you understand and you get it, and you're making your best efforts to run with that. And in so doing, you are relating with someone who's kind of already operating at that level. The thing is, it's very hard to operate at these levels, the kings, because, you know, we're not talking about trust fund babies here who were just born into it. These kings have all, lived lifetimes and worked very hard to be who they are and operate at these levels, at this level of majesty where you can live by example. So you, dear Cancer, may be relating with someone who is living by example, someone who fully understands what love is at the highest levels, and is not all sentimental about it. There's no hidden agendas here. It's just, this is what it's really, really about. And they also understand that it can often mean having to endure intense turbulence, anything and everything that can undermine the love, anything that threatens the love, they will protect and defend. Okay? Total obliteration if necessary, in order to maintain the kingdom, maintain the stature, maintain the respect that they deserve for operating at these levels. Again, my feeling is that it's very hard for anyone to operate at this level when it comes to love, because this is like the full understanding, as though you'd been through like lifetimes of coaching or training or something, and learning the hard way. And now you, Cancer, are lucky to be with someone who has that. They've got all the qualifications, okay? So they are very valuable to you, okay? Let's have a look. What's going on deep inside of you? So to me, it feels good. It feels like in your own sweet, innocent way, Cancer, you might be getting really shaken and rattled around right now by these eclipses and some major truths coming at you and all around you. But it's actually feels good. It's like, wow, this is awesome. This feels really, really good. I never knew what it was like to operate at these levels of a loving relationship. Sure, I might be a little bit innocent. I might not have a clue of what this all really means, but my intentions are good. We're talking about love is as love does, and my goal is to invest for the long term and to rise up to these levels and to be able to operate at these levels of integrity myself as a person. Thank you very much. So deep down, you might be thinking to yourself, oh my God, I've scored. I have totally scored. I wonder if anyone else is noticing yet. It's eventually going to become noticeable to others, Cancer, because to me this looks really, really good. And eventually I think this is going to leak out in some way, where what is currently hidden right now, it's kind of a little like a private thing where you're feeling that sense of giddiness inside for your own good fortune to have met this person or to have this person in your life and have the ability and the opportunity to rise up to these levels yourself, as is being encouraged by your surroundings, your circumstances, your events, your challenges that are coming your way. And in so doing it, you actually do that. You actually become a living example of someone who is progressing on this journey with all the best of intentions, and you know it and you feel it as reflected back to you by the significant other and by your environment. Look at that. Okay, look at that. The king here and the king there. It's a very powerful affirmation that in some way, Cancer, you are totally on path, no matter how challenging. All right, let's have a look. What's going on deep inside of them? Okay. Whoa. All right. So with the Queen of Wands here, my feeling, dear Cancer, is that you are relating with someone who is truly coming into their own kind of glory here, their own radiance, where they are in the process of merging with themselves, perhaps to do with, these are your eclipses, but whoever else is out there for you, Cancer, they've got the eclipses for them too, some way, somehow. And my feeling is that the way this translates for you in this reading is that you, Cancer, are relating with someone who is going through some kind of amazing soul merger with themselves. I think this is very much to do with the Leo Aquarius eclipses coming, where the divine masculine is coming into alignment with the divine feminine, and both are merging into this one thing, where you get this single individuated person who is all of that. They are living their fully masculine selves at the same time as acknowledging their fully feminine selves in all its glory. And there's no war here. This is an alliance. This is something that we would probably really encourage here on Terra Lumination. Love thyself. And this is an example of love thyself. Being very, very determined for this to happen in the very strong masculine way, not taking any prisoners, refusing to allow anything and anyone to undermine their emotional stability and stature, and at the same time, like the passion and the drive and the encouragement and the inspiration to be that way too. At the deep soul level, I think, what's the word, the yin-yang stuff? I think of it as masculine and feminine, but you put it all together and it's just one thing. It's one love, okay? It's like you, Cancer, are relating with someone who is in the process of loving themselves to the point where it is self-evident whichever way you look at it, whether they're being very, very stern and strong in their masculine energy, uh, or whether they're being very soft and loving and inspiring and compassionate in their feminine energy. It's the same person. It's all one thing. Okay? So that could be very deliciously satisfying for you at the soul level, and it probably turns them on because they could probably sense your, let's say, sweetness, your innocence, your naivety here, your dreams, your ambitions, your goals for this stuff to happen. And that in itself is like fuel. It's like rocket fuel for this person to become more and more united with themselves, like this, the way we just described. So it's a kind of an interesting way to look at love and relationship. It's very much about value and values, truth and inspiration, and sturdiness. Let's have a look here at the core. Okay. The Page of Wands. Oh, wow. So this, for me, it feels, as your reader, it feels to me like this actually, yes, this is all very wonderful and magnificent for them in a person, but that does not mean necessarily that they are so much more vast than you, dear Cancer, just because this is a king and a queen, and there's the humble page, and there's the humble page here. My feeling is that they are on the same page with you, but they're operating at this level. In other words, when it comes down to it in the context of the relationship, they are being their most fully optimized self, loving themselves completely and fully like they've never done before, which is like, so when you put it into the context of the relationship, they are at the same level as you. If they're honest with themselves, the truth is that they're on their own journey, and this is how they experience it with themselves, this sense of completion and fulfillment and unification. And so the relationship itself becomes a voyage of discovery, like a pilgrimage for both of you, where the relationship itself becomes the purpose. The relationship is the mission. The relationship and the success and the joy and the ups and downs and the experiences and the events in the relationship is the mission. That's what it's all about. That's what it's for. So that's very, very good news. That's very encouraging because to me it indicates it works for both of you coming in from very, very different angles, very different experiences under the same, inside the same crucible. So it is, to me, it's an indication of you in your own unique ways, with your innocence and very wholesome good intentions, they in their own very unique ways, with their intentions to be here in the very most honorable, respectful, self-loving ways possible, brings both parties together into this thing that looks like a pilgrimage. It looks like a journey together. It looks like a union of passion, a union, like a merger of sense of mission and purpose together. It's literally like a high five, like, yeah, we got this. Yeah, we're doing this. We're heading in this way, whatever that is. Maybe we're walking into a whole pool of doo-doo. Maybe we're looking into outer space from an observatory. Whatever it is, who knows? Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Bam-o! Cancer, what's going on here? This looks like a win-win situation, Cancer, where you in your own unique way sense the win here. They in their own very unique way sense the win here, and it is a combined thing. It's just like, you know what? Like, you know what? I think you're awesome. I can just see it. You're just glowing and radiating like I've never seen you before. And they're like, wow, I'm glad you noticed. Because I'm feeling it too. I'm feeling my own divine masculine come into alignment with my own divine feminine. Look at me. Look how awesome I am. Look at that. Look at me. And you're saying, I get it. I totally get it. It is such a turn on. I feel like a total winner. Like I scored with you. Wow. 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 That is a turn on. Holy bleep. That's a turn on. Yum, 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 yum. I want to eat you alive. I want to eat you alive. Oh, I said it first. Okay. Anyway, the point is that what it does, the mission, the relationship itself becomes the mission. It is the purpose. Like this thing here has a purpose and meaning above and beyond you, above and beyond them, and where the mission itself becomes like like a like it has divine purpose here, and it opens up this new opportunity. I think this is very much to do with the eclipses. I can't, we're not going to try and do fortune telling here and try to tell you exactly the hows, whys, and whens and wheres of how this story would unfold. I'm giving you the theme and the storyline here, not the exact events. That's for you guys to figure out, dear viewers. Okay? But I can suggest that pay attention to the calendar moments. Early on, the hangovers from June 27th all the way up to July 12th. A 2-week period. Very significant for you, Cancer. And then the 2-week period after that. The spillover, how that evolves from there when it goes into the Leo Aquarius eclipses on July 27th. Okay? And then from there, the eclipses August 11th. So this is a lot of like deep currents of energy happening here. It looks really good. It looks like it opens the door for new starts, new beginnings for both of you. Where in the context of where it's almost like the relationship is more important than you and more important than them. The relationship itself is the thing that counts here. It's so good that it inspires you to be more and more like this. It's so good that it inspires them to be more and more like this. So that's how I feel it here for you, Cancer. It is an opportunity for both parties. And the beauty of this, it allows you to be you, it allows them to be them in the context of a very inspiring, energizing relationship, like where love breeds love. Okay? These are not love or cards here, but there is a strong indication that love is here anyway, simply because of the flow and what I'm feeling here for you guys. So it's like love triggers the passion to be in love. In other words, as human beings, it really helps. There's cerebral love, there's platonic love, there's obligatory karmic kind of love, there's heavy responsibility types of love. But this includes passion. This includes the delight and the desire and the enthusiasm to be alive, like the fun of having a love relationship, the inspiration and how it triggers the dopamine and the endorphins to want to keep going. It's like the glue, I don't want to use the physical side of it, but it's a hint here at the physical side of intimacy, okay, which could become very profound and open a whole new doorway where you see intimacy as much more than what you thought it ever was before, where it becomes a source of power, inspiration in itself, where intimacy becomes very, very encouraging and healing. Like love breeds love, but you feel it through the body, through the excitement of being in love and loving and being loved. Okay? Love breeds love. Be loving, be loved. Bam, oh, this is what you get. Thank you so much, Cancer. I hope you get something out of it. I think it looks like it's a very mutually rewarding situation here. Well done, Cancer. All the best. Check in. Send in your comments and reports. It'll be very exciting. I'm very interested in hearing what you guys have to say. All the best. I don't want to spoil it by saying anything more. Here you go. I'll just put this over here for reference. All right? There you go. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.